What's up everybody, raid testing back on the menu, and today we're taking a look at the Guardian of the First Ones from the new raid Sanctum of Domination. Keep in mind this is not a guide on how to do the fight, as it's very early testing and things will change. Some things aren't working properly, so this is merely to give y'all a taste of what to expect. So the Guardian, good old patchwork-esque fight with a sludge fist twist to it. At the start of the fight you'll see 3 cores around the boss room. You'll use these cores to manage the boss's energy. When all 3 cores are depleted, you'll eventually wipe. Kinda like the sludge fist pillars. So the Guardian itself uses disintegration, targets a random player and fires a huge beam in their direction. Getting hit by it stuns you for 6 seconds, deals around 30k arcane damage and leaves a dot for the duration of the stun. Boss will also spawn a sentry in front of it that moves around the room. This sentry has an aura around it, and if you get hit by it, you get pacified and take some damage. So it is a DPS loss getting hit by it. Boss will also target several players with threat neutralization. While testing, this was 3 players. These players will detonate after a few seconds, dealing around 18k damage to anyone within 10 yards of him. For tanks, it will use a 2-part attack, Shatter and Obliterate. Shatter deals around 60k physical damage and increases fist damage taken by 100% for 40 seconds. Obliterate deals around 90k fist damage. One tank takes Shatter, other tank taunts off. Whoop whoop. And lastly, when the boss reaches 0 energy, it will start casting Purging Protocol. Deals 20k arcane damage to everyone in the raid, and subsequent casts will deal 100% more damage, and it's on a 5-second cast. And this is where the cores comes into play. One could say it's the core gameplay. By dragging the boss near a core, he will link with him and drain energy from the core. This will stop the boss from casting Protocol, but will cause the core to spam unstable energy, dealing around 28k damage to everyone in the raid every second. However, the core will kindly enough spawn a safe zone that reduces damage taken from unstable energy by 90% while you're in it. And once the core's energy is depleted, it will melt down, dealing 58k damage to anyone within 15 yards of it, and 28k to anyone further than 15 yards of it. So be 15 yards away. So the whole goal of this fight is to keep it from annihilating the raid with Purging Protocol, whilst not running out of cores before you kill him. While testing, you could easily survive the first protocol without any cooldowns, and the second protocol with DRs like ANZ plus Spirit Link and things like that, effectively extending the enrage, if you will. So we did that on the first core, just let the 2 casts go off with cooldowns on the second one, then pulled boss into a core when there was like 1 second left on the third protocol cast, which just gave us around 12-13 seconds of extra damage. And pending tuning, you can probably do that on all cores, unless they change it or tune it up way up. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this first look. All in all, I really like this fight. Patchwork fights are usually fun, and this is no exception. There's no overly complicated mechanics, and you can do some cheesing to extend the enrage like I mentioned earlier. And there's going to be some tricky overlaps during the cores, like getting the beam in the safe zone or getting the neutralization inside the safe zone, although there's workarounds for all of that, and you can bait the beam and things like that. But all in all, it just looks like a really fun fight, and again, I'm looking forward to see what they throw in on Mythic to make a cluster fudge out of it. And yeah, I will cover all the bosses on PTR, and proper guides will be out once the raid is released. On top of that, I'm streaming all of the raid testing on PTR, so don't forget to check that out whenever there's raid testing announced. Otherwise, I'm streaming all of our main progression once it's live on Mondays and Tuesdays. If you have any questions at all about this encounter or testing, hit me up in the comments or become a patron and get access to the Stankie Discord, where you can find raid week auras, healing notes, tactics, and a lot of awesome people that helps out with anything raiding related. Now don't forget the usual stuff like comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.